Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today. Today, we'll be exploring ethics and safety, MEASURES in computing. This is a crucial topic, covering the principles that guide responsible technology use and the safety protocols we need to follow. We'll look at some key ethical considerations and safety practices to keep in mind in our digital world. So, let's get started and dive into this important subject together. Let's take a quick look at the contents of today's presentation. We'll start with computer ethics, which is the foundation of responsible technology use. Then, we'll explore the 10 commandments of computer ethics, which provide guiding principles for our behavior online. Moving forward, we'll discuss some unethical practices like spamming, phishing, hacking, and plagiarism, which can harm individuals and organizations. We'll also cover issues like cyberbullying and the importance of respecting intellectual property rights. Additionally, we'll look at digital footprints and their long-term implications, as well as safety measures to protect ourselves in the digital world. Finally, I'll wrap up with some key takeaways and thank you for your attention. This overview ties everything together under the broader theme of responsible and ethical engagement with technology. Let's talk about computer ethics, which are basically moral standards that guide how we use computers. It's about society's views on both hardware and software use, ensuring we act responsibly. First, respecting others' privacy on the internet is crucial. Never access someone else's information without their permission. That's a key part of ethical behavior online. Second, always use original software. This helps prevent issues like piracy and supports developers who work hard to create these tools. Third, be mindful of what you post online. Sharing false or unethical information can really harm others, so it's important to verify what we share and think about the impact it may have. And finally, always communicate respectfully. Whether you're chatting in forums or messaging directly, kindness and respect should guide your interactions. These principles tie back to the overall idea of responsible computer use, helping us create a safer, more respectful digital environment for everyone. Let's take a closer look at the 10 commandments of computer ethics, which were established in 1992 by the Computer Ethics Institute. These commandments serve as a set of guiding principles to help us navigate the ethical use of computers. They were introduced in a paper by Ramon C. Barquin titled In Pursuit of a 10 Commandments for Computer Ethics, emphasizing the importance of having clear standards for responsible behavior in the digital world. The first commandment reminds us that we should not use computers to harm others. This is fundamental, as technology should be used to help, not hurt people. The second advises against bearing false witness, so lying or spreading false information through computers is unethical. Next, we're cautioned not to interfere with other people's computer work, respecting their projects and data. Another key point is considering the social consequences of the programs we create or the systems we design. It's about thinking beyond the code and understanding the broader impact on society. The fifth commandment emphasizes respecting intellectual property by not copying proprietary software without permission. Similarly, snooping into others' files or resources without authorization is considered unethical. The eighth command encourages us to always act considerately and respectfully when using computers, recognizing the human element behind the screens. The ninth clearly states that stealing through computers is wrong, whether it's data, resources, or services. Finally, we're reminded not to appropriate or take credit for someone else's intellectual output, respecting their original work. These commandments are integral to the overall theme of responsible and ethical computer use, guiding us to act with integrity and respect in our digital interactions. Let's take a closer look at some of the common unethical practices in the digital world. First up is spamming. This involves sending unsolicited messages or emails to a large number of people, often to promote products or scams. It's intrusive and can really disrupt people's online experience. Next is phishing, which is a deceptive tactic used to trick individuals into revealing sensitive information like passwords or credit card numbers. It's like a digital scam that preys on trust. Then, we have cyberbullying, which involves using digital platforms to harass, threaten, or humiliate others. It can have serious emotional impacts. And finally, plagiarism. This is when someone copies someone else's work or ideas without giving proper credit. It's a serious ethical breach that undermines integrity. These practices are unfortunately quite prevalent, and understanding them is key to promoting ethical behavior online. Remember, being aware of these helps us foster a safer and more trustworthy digital environment. Let's talk about plagiarism. Essentially, it's when someone presents another person's work, ideas, thoughts, or creativity as their own. And this can happen whether or not you have permission from the original creator. Sometimes, people might do this unintentionally, maybe out of carelessness or lack of awareness, by not properly citing the sources they've used. But regardless of intent, it still counts as plagiarism. It's important to understand that plagiarism isn't just a minor mistake. It's actually considered a form of cybercrime. And because of that, it's punishable by law. So, as we go through this presentation, keep in mind that respecting intellectual property isn't just ethical, it's a legal obligation. Staying aware of what constitutes plagiarism helps us all maintain integrity and trust in digital spaces. Let's talk about preventing plagiarism. First, it's really important to always take permission from the author whenever you're using someone else's content. This shows respect for their work and helps you avoid any legal issues. Additionally, make sure you always acknowledge the source from where you got the content. Giving credit is a key part of ethical research and writing. Next, I encourage you to write the content in your own words. Paraphrasing not only helps you understand the material better, but also reduces the risk of copying. Remember to put any direct quotes in quotation marks to clearly indicate that those are the author's exact words. By following these simple but crucial steps, you can effectively prevent plagiarism and maintain academic integrity. It's all about respecting original work and being honest about your sources, which ties back to the overall theme of responsible research and writing. Now, let's talk about spamming. Spam is any kind of unwanted, unsolicited digital communication, and it's most often seen in the form of emails sent out in bulk. These messages are usually not targeted specifically at us, but are sent to large groups of people. One of the main issues with spam is that it can quickly fill up our storage space, making it harder for us to find the important emails we actually need. It's also known as mail bombing, which really highlights how overwhelming and disruptive it can be. Understanding spam is crucial because it ties into the broader theme of digital security and maintaining the integrity of our communication channels. By being aware of spam, we can better protect ourselves from potential threats and keep our inboxes organized. Let's talk about preventing spamming. First, never provide your email address unnecessarily anywhere. It might seem harmless, but spammers can harvest even small bits of information and turn them into targeted spam. So only share your email when it's truly needed and with trusted sources. Second, never open or reply to spam messages. Engaging with these can confirm to the sender that your email is active, which might lead to even more spam. Just delete them. Third, make use of spam filtering tools. Most email services offer built-in filters that can catch most unwanted messages before they even reach your inbox. Enabling and customizing these filters can significantly reduce the amount of spam you see daily. By following these simple but effective steps, we can all help keep our inboxes cleaner and protect ourselves from potential scams. Now let's talk about phishing, which is a common and dangerous type of cyber attack. Essentially, phishing involves using disguised emails, phone calls, or messages as weapons. The attacker's goal is to trick you into believing that the message is something you want or need. For example, they might pretend to be your bank or a trusted company. They often ask you to click on a link or download an attachment. This is where the danger lies, because doing so can give hackers access to your account details, passwords, or other sensitive information. It's important to recognize that these messages are designed to look legitimate, so always stay cautious and verify before clicking or sharing any information. Phishing attacks tie into the overall theme of cybersecurity awareness. Staying alert and being skeptical of unexpected requests can help protect you from falling victim to these scams. Let's talk about preventing phishing, which is a crucial part of staying safe online. First, never access a bank's website through the link provided in an email or message. Instead, always type the URL directly into your browser or use a bookmarked link you trust. Phishers often create fake sites that look real to steal your information. Next, never respond to unknown emails. If you get an email from someone you don't recognize or that seems suspicious, avoid replying or clicking any links. These could be attempts to trick you into giving away personal info or installing malware. And finally, never share your credentials with anyone. Your passwords and login details are private, and no legitimate organization will ask for them via email or over the phone. Protecting your credentials is key to keeping your accounts secure. Remember, these practices aren't just about avoiding scams. They're about safeguarding your overall digital security, which is the foundation of responsible online behavior. Hacking means gaining access to a remote computer to control its information without any authorization from the owner. Computer hackers are unauthorized users who break into computer systems in order to steal, change, or destroy information. Often, they do this by installing dangerous malware without your knowledge or consent. This highlights how serious and damaging hacking can be, especially since it involves breaching security and trust. Throughout this presentation, we've seen how cybersecurity is essential to protect our data and privacy. Hacking is a clear example of what can go wrong when security measures are not in place or are broken. It's important to understand these threats so we can better defend ourselves and our information. Let's talk about how we can prevent hacking. First, it's crucial to always keep an up-to-date antivirus software on your system. This helps catch and block malicious threats before they can do any damage. Second, never download pirated software. Not only is it illegal, but it often contains malware that can compromise your security. And finally, never share your passwords with anyone. Make sure to change them regularly to reduce the risk of unauthorized access. These simple steps are essential parts of a broader strategy to stay safe online and protect your personal information. Cyberbullying is a serious issue that involves using technology to hurt others. It can include actions like intimidating, harassing, threatening, or humiliating someone through various online platforms. These platforms can be social media, email, messaging apps, text messages, forums, or even online games. Essentially, anytime someone uses digital tools to target someone else in a harmful way, that's cyberbullying. Some common examples are sending mean or hurtful texts, posting false information about someone online, or sharing embarrassing photos or videos without permission. These actions can have a very real emotional impact on the victims, often making them feel isolated or scared. Understanding cyberbullying is crucial because it ties into our overall theme of digital safety and respectful online behavior. Just as we want to promote kindness and responsibility in the real world, it's equally important to do so online. Recognizing the forms it takes helps us better protect ourselves and others in the digital space. When it comes to preventing cyberbullying, one of the most important things to remember is to regularly check your privacy settings on social media. Make sure they're set to keep your information accessible only to people you know and trust. This way, you reduce the risk of strangers or malicious individuals targeting you online. Additionally, never share your personal information or photos publicly on the internet. Once something is online, it's difficult to control who sees it or how it's used. Keeping your information private helps protect your identity and prevents potential misuse. By being cautious about your privacy and what you share, you're taking proactive steps to stay safe and maintain a positive online environment. Remember, it's all about being mindful and responsible for your digital footprint. Let's talk about the right to privacy, which is a fundamental right every individual has. Essentially, it means that we have control over our personal information, what we want to keep private, and what we're willing to share. It's about maintaining a balance, keeping certain details secret while revealing only what we choose to others. Importantly, accessing someone's search information without their permission is not just unethical, it's also illegal. Respecting privacy isn't just good manners, it's a legal obligation. This concept ties into the overall theme of our presentation by emphasizing the importance of ethical behavior and legal boundaries in the digital world. Protecting privacy helps build trust and ensures that personal freedoms are respected in our increasingly connected society. Let's talk about protecting your privacy. First, it's crucial never to share your account details like your ID or passwords with anyone. Think of your account information as your personal key. You wouldn't give it out freely. Next, be mindful of the information you store on your system. If you no longer need certain confidential data, it's best to delete it to prevent any accidental leaks. Now, an often overlooked point is cookies. These are small files stored by websites, and sometimes they can cause information leakage. Regularly deleting cookies from your system helps keep your data secure. Remember, maintaining good privacy habits is essential to keep your personal information safe in today's digital world. Let's talk about intellectual property rights, or IPR. Essentially, IPR covers creations of the human mind. Things like ideas, inventions, industrial designs, trademarks, music, literature, symbols, names, and brands. These are all products of creativity and innovation. What's important to understand is that IPR is very similar to other property rights. It gives the owner the exclusive benefit of their creation, meaning they can fully control how it's used. This protection is crucial because it encourages innovation by ensuring creators can profit from their ideas. Moreover, IPR grants the owner the right to prevent others from using, copying, or tampering with their product without permission. So, whether it's a new invention or a brand logo, the owner has legal authority to protect their work from unauthorized use. Connecting this to our overall theme, IPR is fundamental in fostering an environment where creativity and innovation are safeguarded, ultimately driving economic growth and technological progress. Let's talk about digital footprints. Essentially, a digital footprint is the trail of data we create every time we use the internet. This includes the websites we visit, the emails we send, and any information we submit to online services. It's like leaving footprints in the digital world. There are two main types of digital footprints. The first is a passive digital footprint, which is something we leave unintentionally. For example, when you visit a website, the server might log your IP address. That's like your online ID, and it can even estimate your location. You might not realize you're leaving this trail, but it's there. The second type is an active digital footprint. This is data we intentionally share online, like when we send an email. Since we're expecting the recipient to see or save that information, it becomes part of our active footprint. Understanding these footprints helps us see how our online actions are recorded, which ties back to our overall goal of managing our digital presence responsibly. Let's talk about some essential safety measures to keep your digital environment secure. First, it's crucial to install protected software, such as antivirus programs, and set them to scan your files and folders regularly. This helps catch any threats early before they cause harm. Next, making regular backups of your important data is a good habit. If something goes wrong, you'll have copies to restore from, saving you a lot of trouble. When it comes to using email and the internet, always be cautious. Avoid opening attachments or clicking links from unknown or untrusted sources, as they could be malicious. Installing and maintaining a firewall is another key step. Think of it as a gatekeeper that prevents unauthorized access to your computer, especially over the internet. It's one of the simplest yet most effective ways to protect yourself. Now let's talk about passwords. Use a mix of letters, numbers, and special characters to create a strong password. And remember, don't reuse passwords across different accounts. Make each one unique and update them regularly for added security. Controlling access to your machine is also important. Never leave your computer unattended or unlocked in public places. Someone could easily access your data or install harmful software. Finally, if you're recycling or repurposing your computer, make sure to remove all sensitive data files from the hard drive. This step is vital to prevent your personal or confidential information from falling into the wrong hands. All these measures work together to create a safer digital environment, helping to protect your data and maintain your peace of mind.